So now we want to determine the levered equity beta. So the levered equity beta is going to be based on our comparable company unlevered beta is like the average or the median. So we're going to be taking that and then we will just reverse engineer the unlevered beta formula, which we calculated a while ago here. So we'll just reverse engineer that formula to determine the levered equity beta for Amazon, since we believe that the unlevered beta can be determined, the levered beta for equity can be determined using the unlevered beta for the comparable companies that are competitors with Amazon. So in that case, we will just reverse engineer the formula there. However, we could just account here for, before we do that, we could account for the pre-tax cost of debt for the low. So in this case, underscore interest rate and also underscore tax rate. We can copy the after-tax cost of debt formula and paste here, since we believe it's gonna be the same for the low and the high. So we have that set up in place. So for the levered equity beta, it's gonna be equal to, we take into account here the median, the unlevered beta for the comparable companies, we take the median, multiply that by 1 plus the multiplier in this case is the debt to equity. Then we multiply that by 1 minus our tax rate, since it takes into account the effect of that debt financing. So in this case, interest is tax deductible. So we have to account for the effect of taxes on interest. We can close that 2 times and we press enter. We can hit shift, we can hit F2 and go back to reference year. Make sure that we anchor the median for the unlevered beta with F4, so we can fill this right with Control R. So for the low is approximately 1.04 and for the high is approximately 1.08. So having done that, now we can estimate the cost of equity, which is just going to be equal to, you can open the bracket, we take here the levered equity beta, we multiply that by the equity risk premium. Since we are adjusting the levered equity beta, we are taking that as a function to the equity risk premium, since we are using the security line in determining the cost of equity. So having done that, and then we can now add to all of those, begin with the risk-free rate, we can add the effects of the country risk premium, which we said a while ago, it is operating in the United States, and of course, it is no. We can also add the effect of the size premium, since Amazon is diversified. It has companies, it has its business segment is diversified across many industries. So we estimate the size premium to be 0. And also here we have the specific company risk premium, which in this case is the unsystematic risk. And in this case, we believe that if you invest in Amazon alone, you might be exposed to a kind of a company risk. So should anything go bad, it could mean that because you haven't diversified your portfolio well. So we take into account that effect on company specific risk. So we have that in place and we can press enter. So we can fill that formula right for the high. And then our WACC is going to be equal to as we said before, we have to weigh the cost of equity. We take the cost of equity and we weigh that by multiplying it by its weighting year of 95%, close the bracket, and we add the weighted cost of debt, we add the weighted after-tax cost of debt. In this case, we take the after-tax cost of debt and we multiply that by its proportion to the total debt capital year. That is the weight. We can close that, and that is our formula for the WACC. And we can fill this right with Control R. So now, to determine here, the selected WACC is just going to be, we just have to round this, so we go equal round. We round that, and then we take the average of the low and the high. Close that 2 times. And then we have to round it to 2 decimal places. We press enter. So as you can see, we come up here with a WACC of approximately 8%. So that's very nice to see in our model. So we have done everything, and we have been able to estimate the weighted